we're moving into an area on our left-hand side called the Nisqually Wildlife Refuge. It's about 3,000 acres in a really unique environment. So if you look out there, you can see water and you can see land. And depending on how high the tides are, if the tides are high, you see a lot more water, and if the tide is low, you see more land. It's a unique ecosystem because it's where the fresh water flows into the salt water of Puget Sound. And there's a lot of mammals and bird species that find this a great place to live. Now, as we come up here on our left and you look out there, you can imagine this is what a lot of the area around Seattle, Vancouver, Canada looked like before the settlers came in. It was a delta area. This is the Nisqually Delta, where the fresh water flowed in and a lot of wildlife. I've kayaked through here a number of times, and it's just a wonderful place to see wildlife. Now, it used to be that when the settlers came in, this soil was very rich and fertile, and they put up dikes to keep the water out and that they could farm the land. And they did this for a while, but then when it became somewhat uneconomical to keep that up, then the conservation groups came in and removed the dikes and restored this back to the way it originally was. Now, this body of water over to our left is the southern end of Puget Sound. It is salt water. It eventually connects up to the Pacific Ocean. So you could get, I heard my partner say this morning that you could get into a kayak at this point, sail, paddle all the way up Puget Sound, out the Straits of Juan de Fuca, Pacific Ocean, all the way to Japan. I'm not sure you'd want to do that in a kayak, but you could do it. And we're going to have Puget Sound on our left-hand side all the way up to Tacoma this evening.
Oh, beautiful. Quería tomar fotos, se puso la flecha. Quería tomar la foto y se puso la flecha. Pónmela, pónmela.
Now, as you look at some of the land out in Puget Sound, a number of these are islands. And we'll talk about a couple of the islands as we move up to the north. Some of the islands are serviced by ferries, by the county, Pierce County, by county ferries service some of the islands, and some of the other islands do not have ferry service, but you do have people living on them. If you look a little bit ahead of the train, over on the left-hand side, you'll see some white buildings on an island up there. That is McNeil Island. And what a lot of people would say is that a ferry to take over to McNeil Island, it's about a 15, maybe 20-minute ferry ride over there. But the ferry ride back is about 25 to 30 years. The reason being is this is the location of the former McNeil Island Federal Penitentiary. It opened in 1875 and was run as a federal penitentiary for a number of years. Eventually it became not cost effective because you had to, ferry people out, and that was pretty expensive. Then it turned over to the state, and then right now it just has some high-level offenders that are on the island. So it's not a federal penitentiary anymore. But some of the former residents that you may have heard of, the bald eagle on the left-hand side, you can still see if you look back from the train. So some of the residents on McNeil are